The world is not what it seems. Beneath the surface of your daily grind, beyond the noise of fleeting distractions, there is a battle raging, a battle not of flesh and blood, but of spirit, will, and purpose. It is a war for your soul, for the fire that burns within you, for the legacy you were born to create. This is no ordinary fight. It is not won with fists or wealth or fleeting applause. It is spiritual. It is eternal. And it demands that you fight like it. You stand at the edge of a great precipice, staring into the vast unknown of your potential. The winds of doubt howl around you, whispering lies of limitation, of fear, of unworthiness. They tell you to step back, to play it safe, to settle for the shadows of a smaller life. But you were not born for shadows. You were forged in the crucible of something greater, a divine spark, a purpose that pulses in your veins, waiting to be unleashed. The question is not whether you are capable. The question is whether you will dare to claim it. Napoleon Hill once said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve." These are not empty words. They are a clarion call, a battle cry for those who refuse to bow to mediocrity. Think of Thomas Edison toiling through 10,000 failures, his hands blackened by the soot of trial and error, yet his spirit unbroken. Each failed filament was not a defeat but a stepping stone, a testament to the fire within him that refused to dim. The world saw a light bulb. Edison saw a vision that burned brighter than any darkness. That is the spiritual battle, to hold fast to a vision when the world screams for you to surrender. This battle begins in the mind. Your thoughts are the battlefield, the sacred ground where victories are won or lost before they ever manifest in the world. Every doubt you entertain is a soldier of the enemy creeping through the trenches of your soul, seeking to sabotage your dreams. Every moment of clarity, every pulse of belief, is a warrior of light standing tall against the onslaught. You must choose your army wisely. You must guard your mind like a fortress, for it is the command center of your destiny. Consider the story of Abraham Lincoln, a man who faced defeat after defeat failed. Businesses lost elections, personal tragedies that would have broken lesser spirits. Yet Lincoln understood something profound. The battle was not in the external world, but within. He wrestled with despair, with the weight of a divided nation, with the voices that told him he was not enough. But he chose to believe in a higher purpose, a vision of unity and justice that transcended his pain. His resolve was spiritual, his fight was sacred, and his legacy reshaped the world. You too are fighting for something greater than yourself. It may not be a nation's soul, but it is your soul, your purpose, your mark upon the universe. The first step is to forge an unshakable mindset. This is not about positive thinking or shallow affirmations. It is about aligning your thoughts with the infinite potential that resides within you. Hill taught us that desire is the starting point of all achievement, but desire alone is a spark without fuel. You must fan it into a flame with belief that you are not a product of your circumstances, but a creator of your destiny. Look around you. The world is filled with those who have surrendered their fight. They drift through life, tethered to routines chained to comfort their spirits, dulled by the monotony of existence. They have forgotten who they are. They have forgotten the fire. But you are different. You feel it, don't you? That restless ache, that whisper in the quiet moments that says there is more. That is your spirit calling you to battle. That is the divine within you demanding that you rise. Clarity is your weapon. To fight this spiritual war, you must know what you are fighting for. Walt Disney saw a world of wonder when others saw only sketches on paper. He was ridiculed, bankrupted, dismissed as a dreamer. But his vision was clear, a kingdom of imagination that would inspire generations. He held that vision like a torch in the darkness, letting it guide every step, every sacrifice. What is your vision? What is the dream that keeps you awake at night? The idea that sets your soul ablaze. You must define it, refine it, and let it become the North Star of your existence. This clarity does not come easily. It requires you to strip away the noise, to silence the voices of doubt and distraction. Sit with yourself in the quiet. Ask the hard questions. What do you want? Not what the world expects, not what others demand, but what your soul yearns to create. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Let it take root in your heart. This is not a casual exercise. It is a sacred act, a declaration of war against the forces that seek to keep you small. Purpose is the armor you wear into battle. Without it, you are vulnerable, swayed by every wind of circumstance. With it, you are unstoppable. Consider Henry Ford, a man who saw a world where machines could liberate humanity from toil. His vision was not just to build cars, but to transform lives. When others mocked his ideas, when financial ruin loomed, Ford's purpose held him steady. He fought not for wealth, but for a legacy that would outlive him. Your purpose is your why, the reason you rise each morning, the force that carries you through pain and failure. Find it, claim it, let it be your shield. The world will test you. It will throw obstacles in your path: rejection, failure, betrayal, loss. These are not accidents. They are the forge in which your spirit is tempered. Every setback is a question. Do you believe enough to keep going? Every failure is a mirror reflecting the strength of your resolve. The spiritual battle is not about avoiding pain, but about embracing it as a teacher. As Hill wrote, every adversity carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. Your job is to find that seed, to plant it, to nurture it into something extraordinary. Discipline is your sword. It is not enough to dream, to believe, to have a vision. You must act, and action requires discipline. The relentless, unyielding commitment to show up day after day, even when the fire feels faint. Think of J.K. Rowling, writing in cafes, scraping by, pouring her soul into a story the world didn't yet know it needed. She didn't wait for inspiration. She didn't wait for permission. She fought for her dream with every word she wrote, every rejection she endured. That is discipline. The courage to act when the world says wait, when your own heart whispers doubt. You are not alone in this battle. The universe conspires with those who dare to fight for their purpose. Hill called it the mastermind principle, the alignment of your spirit with others who share your vision. Surround yourself with those who lift you higher, who challenge you to grow, who see the greatness within you even when you cannot. These are not just allies. They are your brothers and sisters in the spiritual war, your fellow warriors in the fight for a life of meaning. As you stand on this battlefield, know this: the fight is not against the world, but within it. It is a fight to become who you were meant to be, to carve your name into the annals of eternity, to leave a legacy that echoes beyond your years. The battle is spiritual. Fight like it. The battlefield is alive with energy, a pulsing rhythm that courses through your veins, urging you to move, to act, to claim the ground you've envisioned. This is not a war of waiting, of hoping for the stars to align or for fortune to fall into your lap. The spiritual battle demands action, fierce, deliberate, relentless action. You are not a bystander in your own life, watching the world unfold like a passive spectator. You are the architect, the warrior, the creator. Every step you take, every choice you make, is a strike against the forces that seek to chain you to mediocrity. Action is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, the spark that turns dreams into reality. Napoleon Hill spoke of faith as a force that moves mountains, but faith without action is a hollow echo, a song without sound. Consider the Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur, standing on the wind-swept dunes of Kitty Hawk. They didn't just dream of flight. They built it piece by piece, through countless failures, through ridicule, through the biting cold of doubt. Each nail they hammered, each calculation they refined, was an act of defiance against a world that said man was not meant to soar. They acted, they fought, and the skies opened to them. You must act with the same audacity. The vision burning in your heart is not a distant hope. It is a call to arms. Start where you stand. You don't need permission. You don't need perfection. You need only the courage to take the first step, however small, however uncertain. That step is a declaration to the universe that you are in the fight. Write the page. Make the call. Take the class. Build the prototype. Each action is a brick in the monument of your destiny, laid with purpose, cemented with will. But action alone is not enough. It must be fueled by gratitude, the sacred fire that purifies your spirit and aligns you with the infinite. Gratitude is not a polite nod to life's blessings. It is a revolutionary act, a rebellion against the darkness that seeks to cloud your vision. When you give thanks for what you have, for the lessons in your failures, for the strength in your struggles, you shift the energy of the battlefield. You transform scarcity into abundance, despair into possibility. Hill taught that the mind, when focused on gratitude, becomes a magnet for opportunity, drawing to you the resources, the people, the moments that propel you forward. Think of Oprah Winfrey, a woman born into poverty facing a world stacked against her. She could have drowned in bitterness, in the weight of her circumstances. Instead, she chose gratitude for every small victory, every chance to learn, every moment of grace. That gratitude became her compass, guiding her through rejection, through pain, to a life that redefined what was possible. She didn't just act. She acted with a heart full of thanks, and the universe responded in kind. Pause now. Look at your life. What can you be grateful for? The breath in your lungs, the fire in your soul, the chance to fight another day. These are not small things. They are the foundation of your empire. Write them down. Speak them aloud. Let gratitude be the rhythm of your march, the drumbeat that keeps you steady when the battle grows fierce. It is not weakness to give thanks. It is power, the kind that roots you in the eternal and lifts you above the temporary. This spiritual war requires you to align your actions with the rhythm of the universe. Hill called it the infinite intelligence, a force that flows through those who move in harmony with their purpose. You are not a lone soldier battling against an uncaring world. You are part of a greater whole, a tapestry of energy and possibility. When you act with intention, when you move with gratitude, you tap into this current. Doors open. Connections form. Synchronicities unfold. The universe is not your enemy. It is your ally, waiting for you to step into its flow. Consider Steve Jobs, a man who saw beyond the circuits and screens to a world where technology could inspire, could create beauty. He was not a saint, not without flaws, but he understood the power of aligning action with vision. When he returned to Apple broken and humbled, he didn't shrink from the fight. He acted relentlessly, purposefully, with a clarity that reshaped industries. He believed in something greater, and his actions became a conduit for that belief, transforming the ordinary into the extraordinary. You too must act with such alignment. Every choice, every effort must be a reflection of your vision, your purpose, your gratitude. This is not about perfection, but about progress. The world will tempt you to scatter your energy, to chase distractions, to dilute your focus. Social media, endless notifications, the clamor of comparison. These are the sirens that lure you off course. Tune them out. Fix your eyes on the horizon of your dream and move toward it one deliberate step at a time. The spiritual battle is fought in the small moments as much as the grand ones. It is in the choice to rise early to work, when others rest to study, when others scroll to persist, when others quit. Discipline is not a burden. It is liberation. It is the act of choosing your future over your comfort, your purpose over your fear. Hill wrote that strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle. Embrace that struggle. Let it shape you, refine. You forge you into something unbreakable. And when you falter because you will remember that the battle is not lost in a single misstep. Resilience is your shield, the ability to rise again, to learn from the fall, to keep moving forward. Think of Nelson Mandela, imprisoned for decades, his body confined, but his spirit unbound. He could have surrendered to hatred, to despair, but he chose to fight not with violence, but with the unyielding power of his vision for a better world. Every day in that cell was a battle, every moment of forgiveness, a victory. His resilience reshaped a nation. You too are called to such resilience. The world will knock you down. It will test your faith, your grit, your heart. But each fall is a lesson, each scar a badge of honor. Get up, dust off, keep fighting. The spiritual battle is not about never falling, it is about refusing to stay down. Your purpose is worth it. Your vision is worth it. You are worth it. As you move forward, carry this truth. The battle is spiritual, but the victory is real. It is in the lives you touch, the dreams you build, the legacy you leave. You are not fighting for fleeting rewards, but for something eternal, something that echoes beyond the boundaries of time. Act with courage. Live with gratitude. Align with the infinite. The universe is watching, waiting for you to claim your place in its grand design. Fight like it. The battlefield shifts beneath your feet, a living, breathing entity that tests your resolve with every step. The ground you gained yesterday may crumble, today swept away by the tides of change. The plans you carved in stone may shatter under the weight of unforeseen storms. This is the nature of the spiritual war. It is not static, not predictable. It demands that you adapt, that you bend without breaking, that you dance with the chaos of life while keeping your eyes fixed on the horizon of your purpose. Adaptability is not surrender. It is strategy, the art of turning obstacles into stepping stones. Napoleon Hill taught that the most successful among us are those who see change not as a threat, but as an opportunity. The world is a river, ever flowing, ever shifting. To fight this battle, you must learn to navigate its currents, to adjust your sails when the winds turn fierce. Consider the story of Elon Musk, a man who dared to dream of stars when others scoffed at the impossible. When his rockets failed, when critics mocked, when funds ran dry, he didn't cling to a single path. He adapted. He learned. He pivoted. Each explosion was a lesson, each setback a blueprint for the next leap. His vision of a multi-planetary future didn't waver, but his methods evolved, bending to the demands of reality while holding fast to the fire within. You too must embrace adaptability as a weapon in your arsenal. The world will not bend to your will. It will challenge you, force you to grow, demand that you rethink and reimagine. The job you thought was secure may vanish. The skills you mastered may become obsolete. The dreams you held may need to take new forms. This is not failure. It is the universe inviting you to expand, to become more than you were. To fight spiritually is to flow with change, to see every disruption as a chance to refine your vision, to sharpen your resolve. Resilience is the heartbeat of this adaptability. It is the fire that burns when the world grows cold, the strength that carries you through the darkest nights. The spiritual battle is not a sprint, but a marathon, a test of endurance, where the victors are those who refuse to quit. Think of Maya Angelou, a woman who faced unimaginable trials, poverty, trauma, the weight of a society that sought to silence her. Yet her spirit was unbreakable. She wrote, she spoke, she rose, not because her path was easy, but because she chose to stand again and again. Her words became a beacon, her life a testament to the power of resilience in the face of a relentless world. You will face your own storms. There will be days when the weight of doubt feels heavier than your dreams, when the voices of fear scream louder than your purpose. In those moments, resilience is your anchor. It is not the absence of pain, but the courage to move through it. Hill wrote that every adversity carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. Your job is to find that seed, to nurture it, to let it grow into something greater than the pain that birthed it. Each scar is a story, each fall a lesson, each moment of struggle, a chance to forge a stronger spirit. Learning is the compass that guides you through this ever-changing battlefield. The spiritual warrior is not a know-it-all, but a student hungry for wisdom, open to growth. Hill called it the habit of learning, the relentless pursuit of knowledge that sharpens your mind and fuels your progress. Consider Benjamin Franklin, a man who rose from humble beginnings to shape a nation. He was not born a genius. He became one through insatiable curiosity. He read, he experimented, he questioned, turning every failure into a classroom, every challenge into a chance to grow. His life was a masterclass in learning, a reminder that the mind that seeks never stagnates. You must adopt this same hunger. The world is your teacher, and every experience, good or bad, is a lesson waiting to be learned. Study your failures. Analyze your successes. Seek out mentors' books, ideas that challenge your perspective. The spiritual battle is not won by those who know the most, but by those who are willing to learn the most. Ask yourself, what can this moment teach me? How can this obstacle make me stronger? The answers are there, hidden in the folds of your experience, waiting for you to claim them. This learning is not passive. It is an act of courage, a willingness to face your weaknesses, to confront the gaps in your knowledge, to admit when you've been wrong. It is a rebellion against the ego that whispers you've arrived, that you've learned enough. The greatest warriors are those who remain students, who approach each day with the humility of a beginner and the ambition of a conqueror. Hill's principle of the mastermind comes alive here. Surround yourself with those who know more, who push you to grow, who challenge you to see the world through new eyes. As you adapt, as you endure, as you learn, you begin to see the battlefield differently. It is not a place of chaos, but of possibility. Not a prison, but a proving ground. Every challenge is a chance to refine your spirit, every setback an opportunity to rise higher. The spiritual war is not about avoiding pain, but about transforming it, not about escaping change, but about mastering it. You are not a victim of this world. You are its creator, its warrior, its poet. And in this fight, you are never alone. The universe is not a distant observer, but an active partner responding to your courage, your gratitude, your willingness to grow. Hill spoke of the infinite intelligence, a force that flows through those who align their actions with their highest purpose. When you adapt with grace, when you rise with resilience, when you learn with humility, you tap into this current. Synchronicities unfold. Opportunities appear. The path becomes clearer, not because the world has changed, but because you have. Look at the life of Malala Yousafzai, a girl who faced death for the sake of education. Shot, silenced, exiled, she could have retreated into fear. Instead, she adapted to her new reality, grew stronger through her trials, and learned from every moment of pain. Her resilience turned a tragedy into a global movement. Her learning transformed a personal fight into a universal call for justice. She fought spiritually, and the world listened. You too are called to such a fight. The battlefield is vast, the challenge is relentless, but your spirit is vaster still. Adapt to the winds of change. Rise through the fires of adversity. Learn from the lessons of life. The spiritual battle is not about surviving. It is about thriving, about becoming the fullest expression of who you were meant to be. Your purpose is your guide, your resilience, your strength, your learning, your light. Fight like it. The battlefield is not only a place of struggle, but a canvas of creation, a sacred space where your vision takes form. To fight spiritually is to see beyond the chaos, to hold a picture in your mind so vivid, so unyielding, that it becomes more real than the obstacles before you. This vision is your beacon, your reason to rise, your defiance against a world that demands you settle. It is the fire that burns when all else fades, the star that guides you through the darkest nights. Napoleon Hill called it definiteness of purpose, the single-minded focus that turns dreams into empires. Without it, you wander. With it, you conquer. Your vision is not a vague hope or a fleeting wish. It is a living force, a blueprint etched in the depths of your soul. Think of Walt Disney, a man who saw a world of magic where others saw only sketches and debt. When banks turned him away, when critics laughed, when his own team doubted, Disney held fast to a vision of joy that would outlive him. He didn't just dream of a theme park. He saw families laughing, children wide-eyed, a kingdom where imagination reigned. That vision was his sword, cutting through every barrier, shaping reality to match the fire in his heart. What is your vision? What world do you see when you close your eyes? That is the ground you fight for. To hold this vision is to wage war against doubt. The world will try to dim it, to cloud it with distractions, to bury it under the weight of reality. But reality is not fixed. It is malleable, shaped by those who dare to see what others cannot. Hill taught that the mind, when focused with unwavering clarity, becomes a magnet for the resources needed to bring a vision to life. This is not magic. It is the spiritual law of attraction, the alignment of your thoughts, your actions, your very being with the future you choose to create. You must see it first, every detail, every color, every triumph, before the world can see it too. Purpose is the foundation of this vision. It is not enough to see. You must know why. Purpose is the soul of your fight, the reason that keeps you standing when the blows come fast and hard. Consider Marie Curie, a woman who toiled in a world that dismissed her, driven by a purpose greater than herself. She didn't seek fame or wealth. She sought to unlock the secrets of the universe, to bring light to the unknown. Her purpose carried her through poverty, through skepticism, through the physical toll of her work. 2 Nobel Prizes were not her goal. They were the fruit of a vision rooted in purpose, a testament to a woman who fought spiritually for something eternal. Your purpose is your anchor in the storm. It is the answer to the question that haunts the quiet moments. Why do I fight? It is not money, not status, not applause. These are shadows that fade. Your purpose is the legacy you leave, the lives you touch, the difference only you can make. To find it, you must dig deep past the noise of expectation, past the fears of failure. Ask yourself, what would I do if I knew I could not fail? What mark do I want to leave on the world? The answers are there, waiting to be claimed, waiting to guide you like a compass through the battlefield. Persistence is the fuel of this fight. Vision and purpose are nothing without the relentless will to keep going, to push forward when every fiber of your being screams to stop. Hill wrote that persistence is the difference between success and failure, the quality that separates those who dream from those who achieve. Look at Thomas Edison, not the inventor of legend, but the man who faced 10,000 failures before the light bulb glowed. Each failed experiment was a battle, each setback a test of his spirit. He didn't succeed because he was smarter than others. He succeeded because he refused to quit. His persistence was spiritual, a defiance of despair, a commitment to his vision that burned brighter than any darkness. You too must cultivate this unyielding persistence. The world will not hand you your dreams. It will test you, challenge you, push you to your limits. There will be nights when you feel alone, days when the path seems impossible. But persistence is not about strength. It is about choice. The choice to take one more step, to try one more time, to believe one more day. Every great achievement in history was built on this simple act, the refusal to give up. Your vision deserves that. Your purpose demands it. Your spirit was born for it. This persistence is not blind stubbornness. It is intelligent, adaptive, fueled by the lessons you've learned and the clarity of your purpose. When the path shifts, pivot. When the strategy fails, rethink. But never abandon the vision. Think of J.K. Rowling typing in cafes, her dreams battered by rejection after rejection. She didn't cling to a single manuscript or a single publisher. She adapted, rewrote, persisted. Her purpose to tell a story that mattered kept her moving, and the world of Harry Potter was born not from luck, but from a spirit that refused to break. The spiritual battle is fought in these moments of persistence, in the quiet choices to keep going when no one is watching. It is in the late nights, the early mornings, the small victories no one else sees. These are the bricks of your legacy laid one by one with faith, with purpose, with an unshakable vision. The universe notices. It responds to those who refuse to quit, who align their actions with their deepest truths. Hill's mastermind principle reminds us that you are not alone in this. Surround yourself with those who fuel your persistence, who share your vision, who lift you when you stumble. As you fight, know this: the battle is not just for you. Your vision, your purpose, your persistence, they ripple outward, touching lives you may never see, changing the world in ways you cannot yet imagine. Every step you take is a victory, not just for you, but for those who will follow, inspired by your courage, your fire, your refusal to bow. The spiritual war is eternal, but so is the victory. Your vision is the spark, your purpose, the flame, your persistence, the inferno that lights the way. Fight like it. The battlefield stretches beyond the horizon, a vast tapestry woven with the threads of countless lives, each fighting their own spiritual war. Your fight is not solitary. It is part of a greater symphony, a universal pulse that connects your purpose to the heartbeat of humanity. To fight spiritually is to recognize this truth. Your vision, your persistence, your purpose, they are not just for you. They are a gift to the world, a light that pierces the darkness for others. And in this sacred act of giving, gratitude becomes your strength, your legacy becomes your sword, and your fight becomes eternal. Gratitude is the alchemy that transforms your struggle into triumph. It is not a passive nod to life's blessings, but a fierce act of defiance against despair. When you give thanks, you shift the energy of the battlefield, turning scarcity into abundance, pain into power. Napoleon Hill wrote that gratitude aligns you with the infinite, opening channels for opportunity and wisdom to flow. It is the recognition that every moment, every victory, every defeat is a thread in the fabric of your destiny. To be grateful is to see the divine in the ordinary, to find meaning in the mundane, to honor the journey as much as the destination. Think of Viktor Frankl, a man who faced the unimaginable horrors of Auschwitz. Stripped of everything, family, freedom, dignity, he found something the Nazis could not take: his ability to choose, his perspective. In the midst of suffering, he chose gratitude, not for the pain, but for the chance to find meaning within it. He saw his struggle as a spiritual battle, a fight to preserve his humanity, to offer hope to others. His gratitude became a beacon, his book, Man's Search for Meaning, a legacy that continues to light the way for millions. That is the power of a grateful heart. It turns ashes into inspiration, wounds into wisdom. You too must cultivate this gratitude. Pause in the heat of battle. Look at the ground you've gained, the lessons you've learned, the strength you've forged. Be thankful for the hands that have lifted you, the failures that have taught you, the small victories that remind you of your power. Write them down. Speak them aloud. Let gratitude be the rhythm of your breath, the pulse that steadies you when the world shakes. It is not weakness to give thanks. It is a warrior's choice, a declaration that you see the sacred in every step of your fight. This gratitude fuels your legacy, the mark you leave on the world, the echo of your spirit that will resonate long after you're gone. The spiritual battle is not just about what you achieve, but about what you inspire. Your fight is a story, a fire that can ignite others, a testament to what is possible when a soul refuses to surrender. Hill spoke of the mastermind principle, the power of aligning with others to amplify your impact. Your legacy is the ultimate mastermind, a collective force, a ripple that spreads through time, touching lives you may never know. Consider Rosa Parks, a woman whose quiet act of defiance sparked a movement. She didn't set out to be a legend. She simply refused to bow to injustice. Her purpose was clear, her gratitude for her own dignity unwavering. That single act sitting, when the world demanded she stand, became a legacy that reshaped history. Her fight was spiritual, rooted in the belief that one person's courage could lift a nation. Your legacy, too, is built in these moments of courage, in the choices you make when no one is watching, in the vision you hold when the world says it's impossible. What will your legacy be? Not the wealth you amass or the titles you earn, but the lives you touch, the hope you inspire, the change you create. To fight spiritually is to fight for something bigger than yourself. It is to build something that outlives you, a business that empowers, a story that inspires, a cause that uplifts. Every action you take, every obstacle you overcome is a brick in this monument. You are not just fighting for today. You are fighting for tomorrow, for the generations who will look to your life and find the courage to fight their own battles. This fight connects you to the greater good, to the infinite tapestry of human potential. Hill believed that every individual is part of a larger whole, a universal intelligence that flows through those who align with their purpose. Your battle is not separate from the world's, it is woven into it. When you rise, you lift others. When you persist, you show the way. When you give thanks, you open the door for abundance to flow not just to you, but through you to those who need it most. Think of Muhammad Ali, a man who fought not just in the ring, but for justice, for faith, for the right to be himself. His battles were spiritual. His victories a testament to a spirit that refused to be tamed. He didn't just fight for himself. He fought for those who had no voice, for a world that could be better. His gratitude for his gifts, his persistence through persecution, his vision of a life lived on his terms. They became a legacy that inspires millions to stand tall. You too are called to this interconnected fight, to see your battle as part of a greater whole. As you fight, hold this truth: your gratitude, your legacy, your connection to the greater good. They are not burdens but wings. They lift you above the chaos, give meaning to your struggle, and align you with the infinite. The spiritual battle is not about fighting alone, but about fighting together in harmony with the universe, in service to a purpose that transcends you. Every step you take is a prayer. Every act of persistence, a hymn. Every moment of gratitude, a bridge to the divine. The battlefield is vast, but so is your spirit. You are not just a warrior. You are a creator, a dreamer, a beacon. Your fight is not just for you, but for the world that waits for your light. Give thanks for the journey. Build your legacy with every choice. Connect your purpose to the greater good. The spiritual battle is eternal, and your place in it is sacred. Fight like it. The battlefield is alive with a force greater than yourself, a current that pulses through the fabric of existence, binding your fight to the eternal. This is the realm of faith, not blind belief, but a deep, unshakable trust in the power of your purpose, in the vision that burns within you, in the universe that conspires to make it real. To fight spiritually is to lean into this faith, to let it guide you when the path grows dark, to let it fuel your courage when the odds seem insurmountable. Napoleon Hill called faith the eternal elixir that gives life to your dreams. It is the spark that ignites your soul, the wind that lifts your wings, the fire that refuses to be extinguished. Faith is not passive. It is not sitting idly waiting for miracles to fall from the sky. It is an active force, a choice to believe in your vision when the world offers no proof, to trust in your purpose when doubt claws at your heart. Think of Harriet Tubman, a woman who walked through the shadow of death to lead others to freedom. She had no map, no army, no guarantee of safety, only faith. Faith in a cause greater than herself, faith in the divine spark that told her she was meant for more. Each step through the wilderness was a testament to that faith, a defiance of fear, a victory in the spiritual war. Her courage reshaped lives. Her faith redrew the boundaries of what was possible. You too must cultivate this faith. It is the armor you wear when the arrows of doubt fly, the compass you follow when the path disappears. Faith does not deny reality. It transcends it. It sees the mountain and knows it can be climbed, sees the darkness and knows it can be pierced. Hill taught that faith is born in the mind, nurtured by repetition, strengthened by action. Speak your vision aloud. Affirm your purpose daily. Act as if your dreams are already real. This is not delusion. It is the spiritual act of aligning your reality with the infinite potential within you. Courage is the companion of faith, the blade that carves your path through the battlefield. To fight spiritually is to face fear, not to avoid it, but to walk through it, to let it sharpen your resolve rather than dull your spirit. The world will test your courage at every turn. It will whisper that you're not enough, that your dreams are too big, that failure is inevitable. But courage is not the absence of fear. It is the choice to act in spite of it. It is the voice that says, "I will try again," the heart that beats stronger in the face of rejection, the soul that rises when the world expects it to fall. Consider Nelson Mandela, whose courage sustained him through 27 years of imprisonment. He faced not just the walls of a cell, but the weight of a nation's hatred, the temptation to surrender to bitterness. Yet his courage was spiritual, rooted in a faith that justice would prevail, that his purpose was worth the pain. He emerged not broken, but unbreakable, a beacon of hope who changed the course of history. His courage was not loud or boastful. It was quiet, relentless, a fire that burned through decades of darkness. You too are called to such courage, to face your fears, to stand tall in your truth, to fight for your vision no matter the cost. This courage is not a solitary act. It is amplified by the mastermind, the collective energy of those who share your faith, who see your potential, who walk beside you in the battle. Hill believed that no one achieves greatness alone. Surround yourself with warriors. Those who challenge you, inspire you. Remind you of who you are when the world tries to make you forget. These are not just friends or mentors. They are your allies in the spiritual war, your brothers and sisters in the fight for a life of meaning. Their faith bolsters yours. Their courage strengthens your own. As you stand in this moment, feel the weight of your fight. It is not just a battle for today, but a war for eternity. Your faith, your courage, your vision. They are not fleeting. They are forces that ripple through time, shaping the world long after you've taken your final step. The spiritual battle is not about winning a single moment, but about living a life that echoes a life that inspires a life that proves the impossible is possible. You are not fighting for applause or fleeting rewards. You are fighting for the soul of your existence, for the legacy that will carry your name into the future. Look at the life of Steve Wozniak, the quiet genius behind Apple's early days. While Steve Jobs held the spotlight, Wozniak's faith in the power of technology, his courage to build what others couldn't imagine, laid the foundation for a revolution. He didn't seek fame. He sought to create, to solve, to bring something new into the world. His courage was in the countless hours of unseen work, his faith in the belief that a small idea could change everything. Your fight is no different. The world may not see your efforts now, but every step you take, every fear you face, is a seed planted for a harvest you may never fully witness. This is the climax of your battle, the moment you choose to embrace the spiritual war in its entirety. To fight like it is, to live with faith that moves mountains, with courage that defies fear, with a vision that reshapes reality. It is to wake each morning and choose the battlefield, to face the doubts and the fears and the failures, and say, I am still here. It is to know that your purpose is not just yours, but the world's a gift that lifts others as it lifts you. It is to fight not for what is easy, but for what is eternal. The universe is watching. It is not a distant judge, but a partner, a co-creator in your journey. Hill's infinite intelligence is not a myth. It is the energy that flows through you when you align with your highest self. Every act of faith, every moment of courage, every step toward your vision, it calls forth the resources, the opportunities, the synchronicities that make your dreams real. You are not alone. You are part of a greater whole, a warrior in a battle that spans generations, a light in a world that craves your fire. So stand tall. Let your faith be your shield, your courage your sword, your purpose, your battle cry. The spiritual war is not a burden. It is a privilege, a chance to become who you were meant to be, to leave a mark that time cannot erase. The battlefield is yours. The fight is yours. The victory is yours. Fight like it. The battlefield lies before you, vast and unending. Yet it is not a place of defeat, but of destiny. You stand at the edge of your own becoming a warrior, forged in the fires of struggle, tempered by the lessons of failure, and lifted by the power of your faith. This is the moment, the culmination of every step, every sacrifice, every spark of courage that has brought you here. The spiritual battle is not a fight to survive. It is a fight to thrive, to rise, to become the fullest expression of the divine spark within you. Napoleon Hill taught that you are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. Now is the time to claim that truth. Now is the time to fight like it. Every theme of this war, mindset, belief, clarity, vision, purpose, discipline, action, gratitude, adaptability, resilience, learning, faith, courage, converges in this moment. They are not separate threads, but a single tapestry woven together by your choices, your will, your unrelenting spirit. Your mindset is the foundation, the sacred ground where you choose to plant seeds of possibility rather than weeds of doubt. Your belief is the fire that fuels your dreams, burning brighter with every act of faith. Your clarity is the lens that sharpens your vision, turning vague hopes into a vivid blueprint of your future. These are not abstract ideas. They are the weapons you wield, the tools you use to carve your path through the chaos. Purpose is your battle cry, the reason you rise each morning, the force that carries you through the darkest nights. It is not a fleeting feeling, but a sacred commitment, a vow to live for something greater than yourself. Think of Martin Luther King Jr., a man who faced hatred, imprisonment, and death, yet never wavered in his purpose. His vision of equality was not just a dream, but a spiritual mission, a fight for the soul of humanity. His discipline, his action, his gratitude for every small step forward, they fueled a movement that changed the world. Your purpose, too, is a movement, a revolution that begins in your heart and ripples outward, touching lives, reshaping futures. Discipline and action are the steps you take, the bricks you lay, the choices you make when no one is watching. They are the quiet moments of persistence, the refusal to quit when the world says stop. Consider Serena Williams, whose dominance on the tennis court was not born of talent alone, but of relentless discipline. She trained when others rested, pushed, when others paused, turned every setback into fuel for her next victory. Her gratitude for her gifts, her adaptability in the face of challenges, her resilience through injury and doubt, they were the spiritual forces behind her legacy. Your actions, too, are sacred, each one a prayer, each one a step toward the eternal. Gratitude is the lens through which you see the world, the force that transforms pain into purpose, scarcity into abundance. It is the courage to give thanks for the journey even when the path is steep. Adaptability is your dance with change, your ability to bend without breaking, to find opportunity in every shift. Resilience is your refusal to stay down, your choice to rise stronger from every fall. Learning is your humility, your hunger to grow, your willingness to see every experience as a teacher. These are not just qualities, they are the armor of your spirit, the strength that carries you forward. Faith and courage are the wings that lift you above the battlefield. Faith is the trust that the universe is not against you but with you, conspiring to bring your vision to life. Courage is the choice to act, to stand, to fight, even when fear whispers in your ear. Hill's infinite intelligence is not a distant dream, but a living force flowing through you when you align your heart, your mind, your actions with your highest purpose. Look at the life of Frida Kahlo, whose body was broken but whose spirit was unbreakable. Her pain became her canvas, her faith in her art, a rebellion against suffering. Her courage to create, to express, to live boldly, it left a legacy that burns brighter with every passing year. This is your moment to claim that same power. The spiritual battle is not a burden. It is a privilege, a chance to become who you were born to be. You are not fighting for fleeting rewards, for money, for fame, for applause. You are fighting for the soul of your existence, for the legacy that will echo through time, for the lives you will touch, the hearts you will ignite, the world you will reshape. Every choice you make, every step you take is a declaration to the universe: I am here, I am alive, I am fighting. The world needs your fight. It needs your vision, your purpose, your fire. There are dreams only you can dream, battles only you can fight, legacies only you can build. The spiritual war is not just yours, it is humanity's, a collective struggle for meaning, for hope, for a better tomorrow. When you rise, you lift others. When you fight, you inspire. When you refuse to quit, you show the world what is possible. You are not alone. You are part of a greater whole, a warrior in a timeless battle, a light in a world that craves your brilliance. So stand, raise your head, feel the fire in your soul, the pulse of your purpose, the strength of your spirit. The battlefield is yours, not to conquer with force, but to create with love, to build with faith, to transform with courage. Let every doubt, every fear, every obstacle fuel your resolve. Let every victory, every lesson, every moment of gratitude lift you higher. You are not just fighting for yourself. You are fighting for those who will follow, for the dreams that will be born from your courage, for the world that will be better because you dared to fight. This is the spiritual battle. It is eternal. It is sacred. It is yours. You were born for this moment, forged for this fight, destined for this victory. The universe is watching, waiting, ready to meet you in the fire of your purpose. Take your place. Claim your destiny. Let your life be a testament to the power of a soul that refuses to bow. Fight like it. The battlefield does not end where your eyes can see. It stretches beyond the horizon into the hearts of those you touch, the lives you inspire, the futures you shape. Your fight is not bound by time or space. It is eternal, a thread in the infinite tapestry of existence. Every choice you make, every battle you wage, every moment you choose to rise, it echoes through the ages, a testament to the power of a soul that dares to fight spiritually. This is your legacy, not as a monument to yourself, but as a beacon for others, a fire that lights the way for generations yet to come. Napoleon Hill taught that your greatest achievement is not what you gain, but what you give, the impact that lives on when your footsteps fade. This is the truth of the spiritual battle. Your fight is never just yours. It is a gift to the world, a spark that ignites hope in those who feel lost, courage in those who feel weak, purpose in those who feel adrift. You are not merely a warrior. You are a creator of possibilities, a weaver of dreams, a catalyst for change. Think of Leonardo da Vinci, whose genius was not confined to his paintings or inventions, but lived in the inspiration he left behind. He fought not just to create art, but to expand the boundaries of human imagination. His sketches, his ideas, his relentless curiosity, they were his spiritual battle, and their echoes still shape the world today. Your fight, too, is a ripple that will touch shores you may never see. This ripple begins in the quiet moments, in the choices no one else witnesses. It is in the discipline to rise early, to push through exhaustion, to act when fear begs you to wait. It is in the gratitude that transforms your pain into purpose, the adaptability that turns obstacles into opportunities, the resilience that lifts you from every fall. These are not small acts. They are the building blocks of eternity. Hill's principle of the mastermind reminds us that your impact grows when you align with others, when you share your vision, when you lift those around you. Your fight is a call to others to join the battle, to find their own fire, to claim their own destiny. Consider the life of Mother Teresa, a woman whose small acts of love became a global force for compassion. She didn't seek fame or power. She sought to serve, to see the divine in every suffering soul. Her spiritual battle was fought in the slums, in the quiet acts of kindness that the world barely noticed at first. Yet those acts rippled outward, inspiring millions, proving that one person's faith, one person's courage, can change the course of history. Your battle is no different. Every kind word, every bold step, every moment of persistence, it plants a seed that will grow long after you're gone. This is the power of your legacy. It is not measured by what you hold, but by what you release. It is the courage you show when you refuse to quit the faith you hold, when doubt surrounds you, the love you give when the world feels cold. To fight spiritually is to live for something greater, to see your life as a chapter in a story that spans eternity. You are writing that story now with every choice, every action, every moment you choose to fight. What will the pages say? What will the world remember? That you dared to dream, that you refused to bow, that you lived as a warrior of the Spirit. The spiritual battle is not a destination. It is a way of being. It is the choice to live with purpose every day, to face each challenge with courage, to meet each moment with gratitude. It is the decision to see your life not as a series of struggles, but as a sacred mission, a chance to create, to inspire, to transform. Hill's infinite intelligence is not a distant force. It is the energy that flows through you when you align with your highest self, when you fight not for selfish gain, but for the good of all. The universe is your partner, your ally, your co-creator in this eternal war. As you stand in this moment, feel the weight of your power. You are not small. You are not insignificant. You are a force, a fire, a light that cannot be extinguished. The world may try to dim you, to distract you, to pull you back into the shadows. But you were born for the battlefield, forged for the fight, destined for greatness. Your vision is your guide, your purpose, your strength, your faith, your shield. Every step you take is a victory. Every choice, a testament. Every moment, a chance to change the world. So fight. Fight with every breath, every heartbeat, every ounce of your soul. Fight for the dreams that keep you awake, for the purpose that sets your spirit ablaze, for the legacy that will live beyond you. Fight with gratitude, for the journey with resilience, for the struggles with courage, for the fears. Fight not just for yourself, but for those who will follow, for the world that needs your light, for the universe that waits for your fire. This is the spiritual battle. This is your calling. This is your destiny. The battlefield is yours. The fight is yours. The victory is yours. Let your life be a flame that never fades, a story that never ends, a legacy that lights the way for all. You are not just a warrior. You are a revolution, a miracle, a force of the infinite. Stand tall, raise your heart, claim your place in the eternal. The spiritual battle is here now, forever. Fight like it.